Perfect Talkers, what it do? It's your guy DJ Plucka Playboy back with another episode for y'all, man. On this episode, we got to talk about Drake, Kendrick, and this ongoing beef. These brothers is not stopping. Also, we got to talk about the campus protest. Yeah, they reached the boiling point and police said enough is enough. I seen a lot of talk about the recent NFL draft and the color of the women that was on their arms. Is it really that big of a deal, or are we blowing it out of proportion, y'all? And also, I gotta give props to the New York Knicks making it to the second round, baby. Pacers, you up next. You know how it's going down. We got that and much, much more. It's the Perfect Talk Podcast, baby. Let's get it. What's good, y'all? It's your man DJ Playboy back with another episode of the Perfect Talk Podcast. You know how it's going down, man. I'm here holding it down for y'all, and let's get right into it. Time for Plicker's Spotlight Story. Yeah, you know I like to shine a light on a story that happened this past week. Maybe a big story, maybe a small one, but you know, we got to shine a light on it. And this week, it's my guy, Patrick Beverley. Plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's out there with your guy, Antetokounmpo, Doc Rivers, the whole crew. And in his last game before they were eliminated from the playoffs, he just decided to have an N-word moment, for lack of a better term. Not only did Patrick Beverley get into a altercation with the fan where he threw a ball at them in the crowd, he also got into a little beef with the ESPN producer in the media scrum.
I'm sorry, before I finish. Yeah. You subscribe to my pod?
Do I subscribe to you? I do not.
So you can't interview me then. No
Okay,
disrespect.
Well, Jamal is here.
You subscribe? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Again, there were a couple times within a bucket or two. In previous games, y'all have been able to kind of get over that hump, or maybe.
Like that on my face, please? Yeah, thanks.
Was it anything they did in particular, or was it just one of those where the bucket didn't go down? There wasn't the stop. They made one. What kind of prevented that you all from being able to get over? Kind of like you haven't.
You'll move that mic, please, or just get out the circle, please, for me, please, ma'am. If you're not subscribed to my pod, I appreciate that. Thank you.
As you see in the video, Patrick Beverley asked the reporter if she subscribed to his podcast. Not sure how you would know who subscribes to your podcast and who doesn't, but it seems like he had some prior knowledge that this lady did not subscribe to his podcast. I'd imagine that had to be very embarrassing for the reporter, and ESPN responded by saying Patrick Beverley is now banned from the cable network. He won't have any appearances on First Take or any other shows that he might appear on, and no apology from the Bucks, Doc Rivers, or even Patrick Beverley himself is going to change that. Why did Patrick Beverley pick that moment to decide he wanted to kick her out the scrum? Was she the only person there that did not subscribe to his podcast? Was this a personal thing that maybe we don't know that much about? Probably. You know what I mean? But it was interesting. It was interesting to see. It was just a lack of professionalism. I doubt that would have been his reaction if they would have won the game, if that wasn't their elimination game. I doubt he would have gotten into it with a fan. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain limit. You know what I mean? Now, definitely do fans go overboard? Yes, we see my man LeBron, you know what I'm saying, have to flinch on a fan just to let her know, yo, this ain't a game. But he ain't about to go over there and snuff her or throw a ball at her. You know what I mean? Patrick Beverley, you taking it to a whole nother level when you do that. As far as the beef with ESPN and the reporter, I'm not sure if that's really going to even affect Patrick Beverley. I mean, he's at the point now where he has his own platform, and he doesn't have to rely on that. But let's not lie, that type of exposure helps, especially post-career. Who knows how many years Patrick Beverley has left in the NBA. Quick editor's note, y'all. Looks like ESPN has backtracked on their statement about Patrick Beverley, and he is not banned. Yeah, it looks like there was some finessing done behind the scenes, some apologies made, or maybe ESPN just wants to keep the good faith relationship with the NBA. But they released a statement saying that the original statement was an erroneous report. It was false. I don't know how true that is, because I've seen a lot of publications that can't broadcast information without getting it confirmed by multiple sources. So I don't know how much I believe that it was an erroneous report, but do I believe that behind the scenes there was some finessing and they were like, you know, let's keep the open communication between Patrick Beverley and the NBA and all their players and the association. Yeah, somebody ironed everything out, but it looks like Patrick Beverley will not be banned from ESPN moving forward. And since we talking about basketball, man, that's going to bring us right to our next segment. That's right. It's called Winners and Losers. Somebody got to win the week. Somebody got to lose the week. And this week's winner is the New York Knicks. That's right. We in the playoffs, y'all. Not only that, we made it to the second round. Not only that, we get to face our old school rivals, the Indiana Pacers. New York has been in a frenzy since the Knicks made the playoffs a few weeks ago. It was a hard-fought series against Philadelphia. You know what I mean? We should have got rid of them earlier than we did. But, you know what I mean? They didn't go down easy. But they did eventually fall. And New York has been celebrating ever since. Not only that, the Rangers in the playoffs, too. You know what I mean? When you got the hockey team and the basketball team in the playoffs, that Madison Square Garden crowd is going crazy. Y'all seen how we took over Wells Fargo out there in Philadelphia, that arena that they got out there in Philly. So it's pandemonium in New York City, man. And every round we go further, we just gearing up for that ticker tape parade. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jalen Brunson. Shout out to Josh Hart. You know, unfortunately, Julius Randle is going to have to watch from the sideline because he's done for the season. But they holding it down for you, Julius. You know what I mean? And I'm proud of New York Knicks. This takes me back to my childhood, back to the John Starks, Patrick Ewing days. You know what I'm saying? The Allen Houston days, the Larry Johnson days. It's going down, man. I love it. New York, keep doing what you're doing. Go even further. Please go all the way so we can set the world on fire. And this week's losers are the NBA superstars of not too long ago. You know, I'm talking about the LeBron James, the Kevin Durant's, the Steph Currys, all of them not in the second round of the playoffs. Warriors didn't even make the playoffs at all. LeBron got out of there real quick, you know what I mean? Jokic made light work of that. Couldn't sweep him though, you know what I mean? They got the one, but your boy Kevin Durant caught the sweep. Yeah, him, Devin Booker. You know what I mean? Like, the NBA's in a place right now was like, where the superstars at? You know what I'm saying? Right now, really, you got Anthony Edwards. And I think you're going to have to ride that wave. Ja might have blew his chances with all the gunplay and then following that up with an injury that took him out for the rest of the season. So I think Anthony Edwards is definitely going to be the guy that the NBA is going to have to look at to be that dude for the future moving forward. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really disappointed in the Kevin Durant's. I'm really disappointed in the Steph Curry's. I'm really disappointed in LeBron James because what happened, y'all? You know what I mean? Like, y'all still here. Time ain't up. You know what I mean? But it's not looking great. So the NBA superstars of yesteryear, you know what I mean? Y'all let Nas down. How exciting would the playoffs be with a Kevin Durant up in there, with Steph Curry up in there, with LeBron James doing what he do? You know what I'm saying? Now, thank God the Knicks are in there so people can still keep interest in this thing because you know what I'm saying? You know we holding it down for everybody, but the rest of y'all, see you next year. And even that's not even guaranteed. We do got the Summer Olympics, though, so we got to take what we can get. Y'all better bring home some gold, especially y'all. The three of y'all, KD, LeBron, Steph, y'all done had some time off. Y'all better bring home the gold, you know what I'm saying, because we know what the play. USA, baby. And that, my friends, brings us to the next segment. One of my favorite segments. Have you heard? That's right. I hear stuff in the news. I hear stuff in the streets, and I'm bringing them right here to the Perfect Talk podcast to see if my people have heard. And I've been talking about it for the past 4 episodes, y'all. Drake, Kendrick, the rap beef that's got the world on its head, got us losing our damn minds. You know what I'm saying? It was a little touch and go at first. It was the Like That record. You know what I'm saying? It made us scratch our heads like, yo, you don't want to be part of the big three, Kendrick? What's going on? But shout out to the bravado. You came with the bars. You came with the heat rock. We can't hate on that. J. Cole tried to drop a little something, and he was like, yo, I don't know what y'all got planned going on here, but this ain't for me.
I'm not sure if he's trying to escape or take this fight into a new and dangerous direction. Not wasting any time.
and he might be looking smarter than we thought he was at first because this thing is getting ugly. You know what I'm saying? This week alone, we got so many records from these guys. It started with the push-ups, finally getting on DSPs, meaning like I ain't got to listen to a rip off of YouTube while I'm in the gym. Yeah, while I'm getting swole, I can play that push-ups record. You know what I'm saying? While I'm pushing the weight off my chest, doing my bench press, I could hear that push-ups record. And I was loving it. I was feeling it. And it was a little like, where you at, Dot? You know what I'm saying? Drake dropped the AI record, the tailor-made freestyle. Real quiet over there. But then Kendrick was like, nah, it's time for me to make some noise. And he came through with this record called Euphoria that was just ugly. It was worth the wait. It was what we wanted. It was what we were waiting for. And he, switched the beat up on you a couple times. He came through with the Richard Pryor voice sample at the beginning from The Wiz. You know what I mean? He doing a lot. The one thing that this beef is making is a whole lot of like internet sleuths try to figure out exactly what it is these rappers are talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I'm loving it because it's so many deep layers. Like rap beef is the new conspiracy theories, y'all. It's just you could sit there all day and go down a rabbit hole of this nonsense. And we did. The world did, you know what I'm saying? But that Euphoria record was tough.
We don't want to hear you say nigga no more. Stop.
The new thing is you on the clock now. It ain't the Nas Jay-Z days where you could take a good 4 to 6 months to come back with your response. Nah, we need it yesterday. And Drake didn't let us down. Came through with this record called Family Matters.
Nigga, I said it. I know that you mad. I've emptied the clip over friendlier jabs.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of push-ups, that beat changes. You know what I'm saying? And we don't get too much of it, but we find out that is the beat that starts off Family Matters. He doesn't leave us there, though. He gives us a couple of beat changes on there. And he still has bars for everybody. Kendrick is beefing with Drake, and Drake is beefing with everybody. So it's like, Kendrick, you gonna get some of this record, but you ain't even worth the whole record in Drake's opinion. And he got bars for everybody from Weeknd, the XO crew, you know what I'm saying? Ricky Raw, Metro's still getting strays, you know what I'm saying? Future, everybody, nobody's safe. Say what you want to say. Drake is not disappointing with these records. He is giving y'all bars. And to be honest with it, we don't even want to hear responses from most of y'all. We just really want to hear a response from Kendrick. Kendrick is representing the rest of y'all because I don't even know if y'all on this level to compete with Kendrick or Drake to be even throwing yourselves into. No disrespect, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Future and Metro. They kind of set this thing off. But I've even heard some people say, and DJs saying that they wasn't going to give a lot of attention to that Metro Future project without that record. That brought a lot of attention over there. I'm not part of that. I'm a huge fan of Future. Metro's album was one of my favorite albums of 2023, 24. So I was going to pay attention to that record anyway. But it is true. Talking about Drake and having the Kendrick verse on there probably did give that a lot of attention. They rode the wave of that beef. So it's like at this point, just let Kendrick and Drake finish it out. And Kendrick still going. Yeah, that's right, man. I was going to make like a whole special episode just for the Euphoria record. And I'm glad I did it because there's even more records. At first, Kendrick sets things off on Friday with a record called 616 in L.A. And there's so many Easter eggs in this record, y'all. It's ridiculous. From the cover art to just the little bars that he's dropping in there. What if OVO was working for me? To follow up that Family Matters record that Drake dropped, Meet the Grams. Yeah, Kendrick not playing with y'all. He want to sit you down with slow beat and give you a therapy session and talk to each member of the family. Drake's dad, Drake's mom, Drake's kid that he denied. Drake's aborted baby. He talking to everybody. If your last name is Graham, if you ever ate a graham cracker, he talking to y'all. If you ever posted on the gram, he talking to y'all. It's a deep record. The same way I have respect for the Taylor Made record where it came from the perspective of Tupac and Snoop. This perspective is like, I'm going to talk to your family about you and drop some bars. Let them know where they failed and let them know where they shouldn't be sad because you're still growing as a person, Drake. It was scathing. It was deep. He's not done. Oh no, Kendrick is not done. He came with this Not Like Us record. He was like, look, I got to hold it down for Compton. We got to get Mustard on the beat and we got to keep it West Coast on him. He thinking, you know what I'm saying? It's a gay. He thinking because I'm Kung Fu Kenny. He thinking because I'm worldwide with it that it's not Compton, Slauson, Crenshaw. You know what I'm saying? Got to hold it down for the West, baby. And he did. Buzzing on the beat. Oh, I felt it. That record was hard. And I was happy. Because after Meet the Grams, I'm like, I can't work out today. I can't get jiggy to this in the gym. This is what I got to drive to afterwards. But Euphoria and this Not Like Us record, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I could bump that in the gym with push-ups and Family Matters. Not really sure what the scorecard is. I mean, in terms of volume, Kendrick is putting it out. But I got to say, Kendrick, we used to hear from you every, 12, 14, 16 months? Now all of a sudden you got 6-minute songs every day? We couldn't get that before. We need a Drake to inspire you to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be mad as a hip hop fan. I'm happy about it. Now the unpopular, it could be that I'm on a new wave now, waking up and going jogging or meditating, or you know what I'm saying, starting my days on some real peaceful vibing out type stuff. That this energy is just a little weird for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's also not what I need first thing in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Past couple of days I've been waking up to records and it's a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy it. It was fun. But there's a certain low vibration about this energy that is like, all right, maybe we've had enough. Maybe I could do a couple weeks without any more new records. Let me digest these records first of all. They're so deep and there's so much depth to them. So give me time to digest these records, one, but also give me time to get my chakras right. You know what I'm saying? Give me time to get my energy in the right place, because I ain't gonna lie, it's good in the gym. It's great inspiration when you lifting that weight off your chest, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I can't be walking around with, I'm mad at this person energy, I'm mad at that person energy. And let's be honest, when a dude says that he doesn't like another dude, that's not only weird, but kind of sus, as the kids would say. Like, why is another man paying that much attention to another man? Like, why is this person's success and this person's popularity making you that upset? On both sides, and I'm not taking a side with it. I think only but so much energy could be exerted on this. Continue to make dope music, and we appreciate the good music and the content, but this ain't great for nobody's energy. Your man Rick Ross's plane had to crash land. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes that negative energy is not great to be putting out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to turn on my phone or get a headline on my phone that one of these rappers got into some weird altercation and isn't walking away from it, because that is the corniest of all. You know what I'm saying? So take a break, reevaluate exactly where y'all want to go with this. It's cool to just agree to disagree, right? Michael Jackson and Prince didn't get along and might have died not getting along. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? The world's big enough that they really didn't have to cross paths that often. Y'all don't got to pay that much attention to each other. At the end of the day, it could be competitive and still be dope. So reevaluate where you want, because do I need to know all this stuff about these rappers? Do I need to start losing respect for these rappers because of the dirt that's coming out? Do I need to know about Kendrick's relationship with his wife? Do I need to know what Drake is doing in his free time? And I don't really want it to reach a point where now I look at these dudes with like the side eye for the rest of the career, because I respect them both. They're actually two of my favorite rappers at the moment. And let's not lie. In 2023, we was not talking about male rappers. We were talking about Ice Spice and Lotto and Megan Thee Stallion, and I'm not gonna lie to you, this is way more interesting than that. So thank you for it. Let's get the energy right back in the right place, and let's just make some dope shit. Because I've seen it, we've all seen it. You know what I mean? I'm 40 years old. I've listened to hip hop for the majority of my life. This doesn't go to a great place. Have you heard the past 3 weeks? News has been dominated with campus protests. Pro-Palestine protests popping up all over the country here. Columbia, Yale, University of Michigan, UC Berkeley, Stanford, all over the country. And this week, I think it reached a boiling point. The encampments were not going to be tolerated by campuses across this nation. The overtaking of buildings, the raising of the Palestinian flag, which is just weird. I'm all for supporting what you think might be a genocide, but you ain't going to take down the good old US of A for the Palestine flag. That's wild. Because your life would be real different in Palestine and as opposed to where you grew up in America. So allow me to remind you about that, youngins. But with that being said, you should have the right to protest. You should have the right to stand up for what you believe in. But let's not front. Some of it went a little too far. And let's be honest with you. All them kids wasn't college students. There was some outside actors. They got evidence of them coming in. And this happens in all protests. This isn't unique to this one. But yeah, people are going to come in with their agendas, probably on both sides, probably to make y'all look a little bit worse than you should be, and then probably to agitate. And from the NYPD to police departments all across this nation, they were like, nah, enough is enough. You ain't going to be taking over buildings. Eric Adams said, you ain't going to be raising no Palestinian flags out here. You ain't going to be setting up encampments and talking about this our building now. It don't work like that. And they let them know. They let them college kids know, yeah, them rights is going but so far. That free speech don't mean you could trespass. Don't mean you could leave. You could be places when police tell you to disperse. There's also reports that a police officer discharged his gun at the Columbia protest once dispersing up the protesters. They're saying it's an accident, but who knows? Like I said, nobody was hurt. They said it was an accident. But, I mean, when we got things like guns, when we got things like flashbangs, when we got things like tear gas, when we got people showing up in riot gear, I mean, it's going to get people a little agitated. It's going to get people a little heated. I won't lie to you. I've never been the type to go protest. That's not really my thing. And it's very weird that these kids are going to, like, risk their graduation or risk their tuition or risk their scholarships for this cause. But it just might show how much they believe in it. But to me, it's just like, I don't think you guys are going to care about this 3 months from now. And the stuff that you're putting up, like, it's 2024. A lot of these kids graduated high school in 2020 and didn't get to have a graduation. And now, like, their graduation might not happen because of these protests. I seen a footage yesterday of a commencement ceremony where protesters decided, "Nah, we gonna shake shit up." And you know what they were met with. You know what I'm saying? You know they were escorted out, but it's just like you got to feel bad for some kids who couldn't have a prom, couldn't have a graduation 4 years ago, and now don't get to have that joy of walking across the stage to get their college diploma. That's rough, but I do got to have sympathy for what they believe in. I got to have a little compassion for what they believe in. And do I think this is the way to get it? No, I don't. I mean, you're protesting in New York City for something that's happening on the Gaza Strip. You're protesting in California for something that's happening in Israel. And I don't know if any amount of picket signs, protests, screaming and yelling, being arrested, footage of you being abused is going to stop what's going on over there, because I don't really think they care too much about how y'all feel over here. You know what I mean? I have seen people in Gaza, say thank you for your support, but I mean, they're also the people that are being, quote unquote, eradicated, right? Eliminated. And I don't know how much this is going to stop anything from Israel or even cause sympathy for your cause. Have you heard? The NFL draft happened recently, and a lot of the discourse I saw on social media was this weird surprise to black athletes with white girlfriends. A lot of the athletes, showed up to the draft or were at home with the draft and had what people would call a snow bunny on their arm. You know what I mean? This caused a lot of weird discourse on the internet. And you always like, where's who's starting these conversations? Because I mean, athletes have been with white women since the beginning of time. Like that's just how it goes. So why is it such a surprise to see it in this draft? And when you start having conversations like this, you start to get a lot of ignorant comments. You start to get a weird influx of opinions. And I don't like to see when black women are put down, or black women are like made to look as like lesser, as if like these athletes have tried to be with black women and decided, no, I'm just gonna go with this route. I don't think that's how it goes. I think these athletes are attracted to what they're attracted to. One of the social media posts I saw was this guy was like, I have a friend who has an NIL deal, and he was dating a black girl, and then all of a sudden she decided that she was starting to request money from him and wanted such and such and such done. Do I think stuff like that happens? Yes, but I don't think that's exclusive to race. I don't think that's exclusive to only black women. And it sucks because I feel like black women just have a bad like marketing campaign out there. You know what I'm saying? They're made to look like the angry black woman, or they're made to look like the female rappers that are out here. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's not a great look. It's not a great marketing campaign. But at the end of the day, do y'all really want to be with some athletes? Like, do you really want to be with a dude that's in the NFL? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot of money coming in, but there's also a lot of other stuff that comes with it. The infidelity, the travel, the fact that this dude is dealing with injuries on a weekly basis that, you know what I'm saying, is going to affect how his home life, how much he moves, his mobility. And it's like, I feel like, yeah, that's why this argument kind of got me mad, because I was like, this is just an argument to kind of put down black women. This has nothing to do with the fact that these black men are dating white women, because that's a whole nother conversation. But the fact that it's turning into, oh, well, the reason they're doing it now is because black women are this, that, and the third. I think that's just corny. That's negative. Also feel like you should date who you want to date. You should be with who you want to be with. If you're being with somebody, even if they're your race, just because you feel like that's what the status quo is, just as you feel like somebody's going to have a comment to say about this, then you living for the other side. You living for the wrong reasons. And you can't do that. Like what you like, be with who you want to be with. Shout out to the athletes. Do what you do. Shout out to the women that are on their side. Make that work for you. But I do not want to see this discourse of black women are greedy, or black women are conniving, because I don't believe that to be true. And until you show me some evidence of that, I think that no race is a monolith. No group of people are a monolith. And yeah, they're going to be great people of certain colors and creeds, and there's going to be some low down, scummy ass people on the other side in that same group of people. But that's just how life is. And we just going to have to figure, you're going to have to decipher. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this person looks good and feels good, but their intentions aren't great, and you got to slide away from that. You shouldn't be with that just because what your homeboy is going to say or what the internet's going to say. And maybe this person makes you feel good and supports you and makes you feel like the person you always wanted to be. And you should be with that regardless of what anybody else is going to think. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you home with you and your boo, nobody's opinion matters. And with that being said, y'all, it is another episode in the books. It is your guy, DJ Playboy, out here holding it down for y'all, man. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Check me out on X/Twitter at DJ Playboy. I got it written right behind me. Also, check me out on Instagram at Plickapeezy, PLICCAPEEZY. Follow Perfect Talk on Instagram at Perfect Talk Radio. Go check out the website, www.perfecttalkpodcast.com, for everything on there, Perfect Talk, everything on there, DJ Playboy. You know, we got the merch on there too, so go get yourself a sticker, a mug, maybe a little t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? We got it all for you, baby. So come through, show some love. And it's your man, DJ Playboy, holding it down. Fighting a little cold right now, y'all, but guess what? I love it so much, I do it for the love, man. I had to come here and keep y'all informed. So, send me some get well wishes. I'm going to go make myself some tea. You know what I'm saying? Pop a cough drop or two and get my day started, man. But shout out to y'all. Go do what you're going to do. And we up out of here. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Peace.